Yes guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and today's video is it's more like a talking video, right? It's nothing serious. But yeah, today I'm going to be doing my top 5 transformed teams in the calendar year of 2022. If you're thinking, Cody, what on earth are you doing this video for? Well, but guys, this probably will be my last video of 2022. It's just that because I want to obviously spend time with the family, and obviously spend time with the mates, of course, aka Zach, Ollie, and Louis and Harry and all them lot. But yeah, and Harvey, of course. But yeah, if you're thinking, Cody, what do you mean by transformed teams? So basically, I'm going to be comparing where they were 18 months ago, so like from 2021 or whatever, they were in a bad place, to where they are currently now. And yeah, and by the way, guys, I copped this. By the way, guys, if you're thinking, what the on earth is this, right? This is, in fact, Portugal's Euro 2004 kit. And by the way, right, look how beautiful it is. And I don't think you can see on the back, but if you can tell, I have got Cristiano Ronaldo on the back. And yeah, if you're thinking, Cody, what if you're doing a video in... Well, yeah, so, obviously, if you can tell, I've got all this stuff here. Yeah, that's going to be in the loft. So, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be planning on doing like a new setup for the channel, so like I could record more videos on here, do more live streams in here, like watch alongs or blah 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 blah, and yeah, I could display my shirts on here. But yeah, it's so cold. But yeah, I've got to get the shirt on for the video, and and yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so my 5th transformed team in 2022. I have gone with Southend United. And now, yes, Southend is a bit of a weird one with them, because on the pitch, they've been doing alright this year, Southend, on the pitch. But the reason why I put them 5th is because obviously they've been in a dark place. But the main reason why for that is off the pitch, behind the scenes. And yes, Southend have struggled financially for so long now, and it hasn't changed. And obviously with Ron Martin at the helm at Roots Hall, not as the manager, of course, as the owner of the football club, Simply, I remember in the 2020-21 season, there were rumours about Southend going bust and going into administration and everything, but it looked bleak. It really looked bleak. And obviously, that season, Southend, they eventually did get relegated out of the EFL after, I think, 72 years was Scunthorpe last season, but yeah, Southend have been in the Football League throughout their entire history. This is their 2nd successive season out of League 2. And to be fair, this season, Southend, they're going strong. They currently sit 6th in the National League, in the playoffs, which is respectable, considering the teams they have in that league, like Notts County, Wrexham, Chesterfield, Solihull Moors. Yeah, overall, some really good teams that should be in League 2. Especially Notts County, they should be in League 1. Considering the size of the club that they are. And yeah, but yeah, for me, Southend, always about to end that. Yeah, Southend for me, 5th transformed team in 2022. And 4th place, I have gone with Wrexham, and you think, Cody, why are you choosing Wrexham? Well, listen. Wrexham, right? They're such a massive club in the National League. They shouldn't even be in that league. They should have been promoted. They should have been in League 2 by now. Obviously, we all know in 2021, of course, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McKinley took over the club, and honestly, I think that's probably the best decision ever for Wrexham, because they got money, they're pumping it into the club, they could spend it on players that they want, and they're getting it. And the dream that Wrexham fans want is just to be back in the EFL one day. And obviously, by the way, guys, Wrexham, they've not been in the Football League for 14 years. That's 2008. 2008, they were last in League 2, got relegated, and ever since, they've been in non-league football ever since 2008. And obviously, Wrexham fans, they can't dare it for so long. And I remember on a couple of occasions that Wrexham came close of getting promoted, especially last season. And yes, I remember the National League title race came down to the last day between Wrexham and Stockport County. And simply, right, what a title race it was. Obviously, Stockport, in my opinion, they probably were the best team in the league at the end. Got promoted, no problem. However, though, Wrexham were clinging behind us, because it's considering, yes, my local EFL team is Stockport County. Stockport County, of course, and I don't live far away from Stockport. I only live like 10 minutes away from Stockport, from Edgeley Park or something. But yeah, and yeah, fair play to Wrexham, because now they're back in title contention in the National League. I think only 2 points above Notts County. I think that the game between them two is huge. And obviously Paul Mullin firing goals, and also Wrexham this season, they're in the third round of the FA Cup, which to be fair for Wrexham, that's brilliant, that's fantastic. And however, they got to face 1987 champions Coventry City at the Ricoh Arena. Also, shout out to Matt SB, by the way, for inspiring me to do more EFL content on the channel. I remember watching his preview on the Wrexham County Stockport game, and he mentioned the point that if Stockport would have won at Wrexham, we would have been up even way before the last game of the season. But at the end of the day, right, Wrexham for me, they are a massive club. And honestly, I think Wrexham will be promoted. I don't care how they get promoted. I think they will be in League 2 next year, for me. Yeah, Wrexham 4th. 3rd place, and yeah, I might find myself biased here. I'm actually going with Sunderland. And you're thinking, oh, Sunderland, why? Why? You've gone boring now, Cody. Come on. Well, look, listen to me, right, listen. Sunderland, they are a massive club. Massive. The club that Sunderland are, they should be in the Premier League. They should be in the Prem, right? The stadium is Premier League quality. The club is Premier League quality. It's a shame that they've not done that in recent years. And yes, obviously, from 2017 to 2018, in the space of 12 months, Sunderland went all the way from the Premier League to League One. And they spent it, and they went it, and they've been in League One for... They've been in League One for 4 seasons. 4. And 3 times that they came... Two of the times that they came this close to promotion was in the playoffs. 2019, the year after they got relegated... Yes, fair play. Got to the playoff final at Wembley. Lost to Charlton. 2020-2021, however, they lost to Lincoln. And Gono and Lincoln, by the way, ever since when they got to the playoffs, they kind of went downhill, but more like mid-table now, Lincoln. But to be fair, that year they massively overachieved. Lincoln way more than expectations, but yeah. Obviously, last season, Sunderland, they got promoted, beat Wycombe 2-0 in the playoff final. And honestly, from my view of the Stadium of Light, when I went to in April, oh my God, what a ground. What a ground it is. I just love Sunderland. I absolutely love Sunderland. Their fans are passionate every week. They sell out the Stadium of Light. They even bring great away numbers. Probably one of the best supported clubs, in my opinion, in the Championship. But not just in the Championship, not just in England, but in my honest opinion, in Great Britain. Sunderland are a massive club. They've got a big fan base. And I love it. I would love it to see Sunderland back in the Premier League one day, or the FA Cup to play Newcastle again, because that game was such a fiery derby. And yeah, Sunderland, third place. Second place, and now this one might shock you, I have gone with Bristol Rovers. And yes, I know I might have a few subscribers who are Bristol City fans, and Bristol City fans do not listen, right? If you want to skip the Bristol Rovers part, go ahead, skip it. But if you want to listen to my reason why Bristol Rovers have been transformed this year, you can do, right? But if any of you do want, but yeah, here's why. Bristol Rovers, right, around this stage last season, they were 17th in League Two, and they were likely to get promoted or even get the playoffs. But however, the turnaround that Joey Barton had done was extraordinary. And the way that they got promoted as well on the last day, and yes, this was the scenario on the last day. Coming into the last day of the season, the last automatic promotion spot was in between Bristol Rovers and Northampton. And yes, Forest Green and Exeter already confirmed promotion places, but I think they were fighting it out for the title on the last day, I believe. Or I think Forest Green might have won the league or something the weekend before, but I don't know. But yeah, Northampton, no matter what they'd done, if they would have scored less goals than Bristol Rovers, or if they would have scored more goals than Bristol Rovers, they would have done it. They would have got promoted, right? They won 3-1 away at Barrow. Barrow, of course. I forgot what the name of the stadium is. But Bristol Rovers, I think they had I think there was a 7-goal difference gap between Northampton and Bristol Rovers. And Bristol Rovers, do you know what they beat? They faced already relegated Scunthorpe on the last day of the season. And Scunthorpe, yeah, they were playing the kids and everything, blah, 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 blah. And yes, Bristol Rovers not only won 1-0, not only they won 2-0, not won 3-0, not won 4-0, not won 5-0, not 6-0, but 7-0 that they beat Scunthorpe on the last day. And was even better, they leapfrogged Northampton Town, I think on goals scored. I think they were on the same points, same goal difference. I think on the same head-to-head record. I'm not sure how it worked. But yeah, Bristol Rovers leapfrogged Northampton and got promoted back to League One. And to be fair to Bristol Rovers, they're doing brilliant in League One this season. They currently sit 9th, I think, in the league. And I was like, when they were winning away at Wycombe Wanderers on Boxing Day, I was like, wow. Bristol Rovers, they will be level on points with Derby County, and I'll be like, wow. Like, honestly, credit to Bristol Rovers. In my honest opinion, Bristol City fans might disagree with me here, but in my opinion, this calendar year, 2022, I think Bristol has been blue. It has been blue, because I think Bristol Rovers have played by far better than Bristol City. Yes, even though Bristol Rovers are a league below Bristol City, or last season were 2 leagues below. However, Bristol Rovers, in my opinion, the way that they transformed was brilliant. Bristol City, they'll keep battling towards relegation in the Championship. And to be honest, and to be fair, right, yes, Bristol in history is red. But in my opinion, this year, Bristol Rovers have won the derby rights. Even though they have not played each other, but if you're based on their calendar year, I would say Bristol Rovers have been better than Bristol City. So, yes, Bristol Rovers, second place. And the number one team to have been transformed in 2022, drum roll. Okay, there was no need to do the drum roll. I've gone boring. I've put Newcastle, and yes, Newcastle, what a club they are. They're massive, and they belong in the Premier League. And yes, Newcastle, they've been in such torture for years. And honestly, I felt bad for Newcastle because I remember one time when they beat City and they drew with City at St James's Park. And yes, obviously, Rafa Benitez left. Steve Bruce came in for 2.5 seasons, whatever. And obviously, Newcastle, I think since 2007 or 2006, they were owned by Mike Ashley. And honestly, and for years, Newcastle wanted Ashley to go. They wanted him to sell the club. Newcastle fans wanted new owners, and they came close in 2020 when the Saudis first tried to buy them. And yes, and obviously it was during the pandemic. It was obviously during the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously new clubs were struggling financially, bar the Premier League clubs. Obviously, like League 1, League 2 teams and National League clubs who were struggling financially without the TV revenue and obviously the ticket sales and everything. And the Championship managed to continue because of obviously Sky had the rights to show EFL games. More like the Championship. Obviously, the TV revenue was vital as well. Obviously, the Premier League, the Premier League's got a lot of money, so we don't even need the money, but we still do in a sense in case if a club goes financially bumped. But yeah, as I was saying about Newcastle, obviously the Saudis first tried to buy them in 2020 during lockdown, and obviously the Premier League, obviously they wanted them to do the fit and proper owners test, which they failed. So that means the Saudis could not buy Newcastle. And to the despair of Newcastle fans, however, though, until 2021 in October, the Saudis, it was confirmed by Newcastle and the Premier League that the Saudi consortium who tried to buy Newcastle were officially the new owners of the club. Mike Ashley sold up, and then obviously they appointed Eddie Howe, and that was definitely by far the greatest appointment that they could have done in recent years. Because what a job Eddie Howe is doing at Newcastle. What a job he's doing. Yeah, obviously last season, yes, but Newcastle last season around this stage they were in the relegation zone. They were in the bottom three, alongside with Watford and Norwich. Right. And the transformation that Eddie Howe has done to Newcastle is extraordinary. And now, this season, by the time I'm recording this, City are playing Leeds tonight. Newcastle, at this current moment, they sit second in the Premier League. And I was like, oh my God. And every time I get Newcastle on the telly, I always get excited watching them because they are amazing to watch. They're fantastic. Yes, Bruno Guimaraes, Miguel Almiron, Callum Wilson, Alan Saint-Maximin, Joe Willock, Kieran Trippier. Everyone is on fire at the moment. Yes, especially Miguel Almiron, because what he's turned to gold at the moment is just incredible. 9 goals in his last 16 games. That's the same amount of goals that he's had in his first 100 appearances for Newcastle. So the transformation of him is incredible. Really is incredible. And Newcastle, they've got the second best defence, the joint best defence in the Premier League. It's just incredible. St James's Park, sell out every week. And that is why Newcastle belong. This is what they want. This is what they wanted, yes. Newcastle fans, right? They wanted to be up there, challenging for European places. But no, they're actually competing. They're competing for the flipping title, man. Imagine the scenes if Newcastle win the league, win the Premier League. But yeah, hope you guys do. I'm going to end the video here because I've literally got recorded video for Talk 40 Podcast, my group channel with Zach and Ollie. And yeah, comment down below what your top 5 transform teams in 2022 have been. And yeah, so hope you guys do enjoy. Smash a like, subscribe, get your notifications on so you don't miss any videos on the Cody Big Man City Fan YouTube channel. On the Cody Big Man City Fan YouTube channel ever again in the next foreseeable future. And yes, if this is my last video of 2022, I just want to say Happy New Year. We go strong in 2023, and yeah, your support that you're giving me this year, really incredible. Really means a lot considering all the stuff that I've been through. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video here, and love, peace, and na. Thank you for watching, and love, peace, and techers.